Once upon a time, there was a really smart scientist named Professor Bezos. He was also someone who cared a lot about the environment. One thing that Professor Bezos loved the most was the rainforest. It was a magical place filled with colorful plants, amazing animals, and tall, towering trees. Professor Bezos knew how special the rainforest was. It wasn't just beautiful to look at, but it played a really important role in our world. The rainforest provided a home for many animals and plants, and it helped keep the air clean and fresh for everyone. Professor Bezos believed that it was crucial to protect the rainforest. He wanted to make sure that future generations could enjoy its beauty and benefits, just like he did. So, he dedicated his life to finding ways to preserve and care for this incredible place. Every day, Professor Bezos would study the rainforest and think of ways to help it. He knew that if he could find solutions to the problems it faced, he could make a big difference in saving this precious ecosystem. With his brilliant mind and passion for the rainforest, Professor Bezos became a real hero in the fight to protect nature. He was determined to make sure that the rainforest would continue to thrive for many years to come. One day, Professor Bezos found out some really sad news. He learned that the rainforest was in big trouble. Trees were being cut down, and animals were losing their homes. It made him feel very worried and sad. Professor Bezos couldn't just sit back and do nothing. He felt an urgent need to do something to help. So, he decided to gather a group of smart people who also cared about nature. He brought together scientists, conservationists, and engineers who shared his passion for saving the rainforest. They formed a team, and together, they started brainstorming ideas on how to make a difference. Professor Bezos knew that by working together, they could come up with a plan to protect the rainforest. Scientists could study animals and plants to understand what they needed. The conservationists could raise awareness about the importance of the rainforest. And the engineers could create clever inventions to solve the problems they faced. It was a team effort, with everyone bringing their unique skills and knowledge to the table. They worked hard, day and night, to come up with the best plan possible. Professor Bezos felt a strong urge to take action because he knew that time was running out. With his team of experts, they were determined to find a way to rescue the rainforest and make sure it stayed healthy for a long, long time. Professor Bezos and his team were full of ideas on how to stop the cutting down of trees in the rainforest. They wanted to use their knowledge and skills to make a real difference. One of their clever inventions was a special kind of flying machine called a drone. These drones had an important mission: to plant trees. They were designed to fly over the rainforest and drop tree seeds into the ground quickly and carefully. This way, new trees could grow and replace the ones that had been cut down. The drones were really smart and efficient. They could cover a large area of land in a short amount of time. With these tree-planting drones, Professor Bezos and his team believed they could bring back the green, leafy canopy of the rainforest. But that wasn't all they did. Professor Bezos and his team also wanted to catch the people who were cutting down trees illegally. So, they came up with another clever invention: a network of special sensors. These sensors were like little eyes that watched over the rainforest. They were placed in different parts of the forest, and their job was to detect any illegal logging activities. If someone tried to cut down a tree without permission, the sensors would send a signal to Professor Bezos and his team, alerting them to the problem. With the help of these innovative tools and technologies, Professor Bezos and his team were ready to fight against deforestation. The drones would bring new life to the rainforest by planting trees, and the sensors would keep a close watch, making sure no one harmed the precious trees anymore. Professor Bezos and his team were ready to put their plan into action. They knew they had to go deep into the rainforest to make a real difference. So, they gathered their tools, their drones, and their sensors, and ventured into the heart of the rainforest. But it wasn't an easy journey. They faced many challenges along the way. The rainforest was home to some very wild and dangerous animals. They had to be careful and watch out for snakes, big cats, and other creatures that could harm them. The terrain was also very difficult to navigate. There were thick, tangled vines, slippery mud, and steep hills. It took a lot of strength and perseverance to keep going. Not only that, but there were people who didn't want Professor Bezos and his team to succeed. These were the ones involved in illegal activities, like cutting down trees. They didn't like that Professor Bezos was trying to stop them, so they resisted his efforts. But Professor Bezos and his team didn't give up. They were determined to protect the rainforest, no matter what obstacles they faced. They stayed focused on their mission and supported each other through the challenges. Together, they pushed forward, facing the dangerous animals, overcoming the difficult terrain, and standing strong against the resistance. They knew that saving the rainforest was worth every effort they put in. As Professor Bezos and his team worked in the rainforest, something important became clear to them. They realized that they needed to work closely with the people who lived there, called the indigenous communities. Professor Bezos understood that the indigenous communities had a deep connection to the rainforest. They had lived there for a long time and knew it better than anyone else. So, he decided to build trust and form partnerships with them. He spent time talking to the community members, listening to their stories and wisdom. He respected their knowledge and understood that they were the true guardians of the rainforest. Professor Bezos wanted to involve them in the restoration efforts and give them the power to protect their own land. Together, they worked side by side. The indigenous communities shared their traditional knowledge of the rainforest and helped Professor Bezos and his team understand how to care for it in the best way. They showed them which plants were important, how to respect wildlife, and how to live in harmony with nature. Professor Bezos made sure that the indigenous communities had a say in the decisions about the rainforest. He empowered them to take a leading role in the restoration efforts. They planted trees together, worked on conservation projects, and educated others about the importance of the rainforest. By working closely with the indigenous communities, Professor Bezos and his team created a strong bond. They became true partners in their mission to save the rainforest. Together, they knew they could make a real difference and ensure that the rainforest would be protected for generations to come. The hard work and teamwork of Professor Bezos, his team, and the indigenous communities paid off in a big way. They made significant progress in saving the rainforest. One of their achievements was planting thousands of trees. Together, they worked tirelessly, putting the tree-planting drones to good use. They carefully selected the right spots and planted trees all over the rainforest. Their efforts helped bring back the greenery that had been lost. Their dedication didn't stop there. Professor Bezos and his team also focused on reducing illegal logging activities. With the help of the sensors they had installed, they caught many people who were cutting down trees without permission. This made a big difference in protecting the rainforest and stopping the harm. As the rainforest began to heal, something magical started to happen. It came back to life. The restored rainforest became a thriving home for plants, animals, and insects. The trees grew tall and strong, creating a habitat for many different species. Colorful birds, playful monkeys, and beautiful butterflies returned to their beloved home. The rainforest didn't just benefit the animals and plants, though. It had a positive impact on the whole world. The trees absorbed carbon dioxide from the air, helping combat climate change. The rainforest acted like a giant, natural air filter, making the planet healthier for everyone. Thanks to the combined efforts of Professor Bezos, his team, and the indigenous communities, the rainforest was on the path to recovery. It was a testament to the power of working together and caring for our environment. Their hard work and dedication brought back the beauty and vitality of the rainforest, ensuring that future generations could enjoy its wonders. After all their hard work and the success they achieved, Professor Bezos and his team took a moment to look back on their incredible journey. They felt so proud of what they had accomplished together. They realized how important it was to preserve the rainforest. It wasn't just a beautiful place, but it played a vital role in our world. The rainforest provided a home for countless plants and animals. It helped keep the air clean and the climate stable. It was a treasure that needed to be protected. Professor Bezos and his team understood that they couldn't have done it alone. It was the power of working together, as a team, that made all the difference. Each person brought their unique skills and knowledge, and when they combined their efforts, they achieved something truly remarkable. They wanted everyone to know that they could make a difference too. They wanted to inspire others to join the cause and protect our natural world. They knew that if more people took action, even small actions, it would have a big impact. Professor Bezos and his team encouraged readers to learn about the rainforest and understand its importance. They urged people to get involved, whether it was supporting conservation organizations, volunteering, or making sustainable choices in their daily lives. They believed that collective action could create a positive change for our planet. In the end, they celebrated their achievements, but they knew their work wasn't done. They would continue to be champions for the rainforest and the environment. They hoped that their story would inspire others to join them on this important journey of protecting our natural world for future generations.